Hello. Have you recently been told you have a fatty liver? Maybe an ultrasound showed excess fat, or you've been feeling constantly tired, dealing with bloating, or just don't feel like yourself anymore. If that sounds familiar, stay with me, because today we're talking about one nutrient that plays a surprisingly important role in your liver's ability to handle and remove excess fat. The interesting part is that many people unknowingly avoid this nutrient because they believe it contains too much fat or cholesterol. Ironically, that decision may actually make it harder for the liver to function properly. In the next few minutes, I'll explain why this nutrient is essential, where to find it, and how to include it in your diet the right way. Before we get started, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever been diagnosed with fatty liver disease, or do you know someone who has? Let me know in the comments below. Your experience could help someone else who's going through the same thing. Now, here's something many people don't realize. Fatty liver disease often develops silently. In its early stages, it may cause few or no symptoms at all, which is why so many people underestimate it. They assume it will simply go away on its own, or that a few days of eating healthier will completely solve the problem. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work that way. When fat continues to build up inside liver cells over time, it can trigger inflammation and gradually interfere with the liver's normal functions. In some cases, if left untreated, it may progress to liver scarring, known as fibrosis, and eventually lead to more serious liver disease. The good news is that catching it early gives you a great opportunity to reverse many of these changes through lifestyle improvements. So how does fat end up in the liver in the first place? Most people think it's simply from eating too much fat, but that's only part of the story. One of the biggest contributors is actually excess sugar and refined carbohydrates. Foods like sugary drinks, desserts, white bread, and other highly processed carbs can overwhelm your metabolism. When that happens, your liver begins converting the extra sugar into fat through a natural process called de novo lipogenesis. Over time, this newly created fat starts accumulating inside the liver instead of being used for energy. And there's another key player involved: insulin resistance. When the body becomes less responsive to insulin, the pancreas has to produce more of it. High insulin levels send signals that encourage the liver to store even more fat, while making it harder for your body to burn the fat that's already there. It's a cycle that can quietly worsen over the years. That naturally leads to an important question. If the liver is storing all this fat, why doesn't it simply get rid of it? That's exactly where this often overlooked nutrient becomes so important. The answer lies in the way your liver transports fat. Your liver can't simply release fat directly into your bloodstream. Instead, it has to package that fat into tiny particles called VLDL, or very low-density lipoproteins. Think of VLDL as delivery trucks that safely carry excess fat out of the liver, so it can be used by other tissues for energy or stored elsewhere when needed. But here's the catch. Your liver can't build enough of these delivery trucks without a key nutrient called choline. Choline is an essential nutrient that supports many important functions throughout the body, but one of its most critical jobs is helping the liver package and export fat efficiently. If your diet doesn't provide enough choline, that process can become less effective, allowing more fat to remain trapped inside liver cells. That doesn't mean choline alone will reverse fatty liver disease. However, getting enough of it may help support your liver's normal fat metabolism, especially when it's combined with a healthy diet, regular physical activity, and weight management. So where can you find choline? One of the richest and most affordable sources might surprise you: eggs. For years, many people avoided egg yolks because they were concerned about cholesterol. But today we know the story is much more complex. For most healthy individuals, moderate egg consumption has little impact on blood cholesterol levels, compared with the effects of excess sugar, refined carbohydrates, and an overall unhealthy lifestyle. In fact, the yolk contains a significant amount of choline in a form your body can use efficiently. That's one reason why eggs can be part of a healthy eating pattern for many people, including those looking to improve liver health. Of course, balance still matters. Eggs aren't a miracle food, and no single ingredient can undo the effects of a poor diet. But including them as part of a nutritious, well-balanced meal can be a smart choice for many adults. Another excellent source of choline is beef liver. It contains one of the highest concentrations of this nutrient found in nature. Because it's also extremely rich in vitamin A, it's best enjoyed occasionally rather than every day. If organ meats aren't your favorite, don't worry. There are plenty of other options. Fatty fish such as salmon, sardines and tuna also provide choline while delivering omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats have been widely studied for their ability to support heart health, help lower triglyceride levels, and reduce inflammation throughout the body, including the liver. For those following a vegetarian diet, foods like soybeans, edamame, and tofu can also contribute meaningful amounts of choline. While plant-based sources generally contain less choline than animal foods, they can still play an important role in meeting your daily needs when included as part of a varied diet. And while we're talking about healthy fats, there's another food worth mentioning: extra virgin olive oil. Unlike highly processed vegetable oils, extra virgin olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats and powerful antioxidant compounds known as polyphenols. Research suggests that incorporating it into a Mediterranean-style eating pattern may help improve insulin sensitivity and support overall liver health. So rather than fearing all fats, it's much more important to focus on choosing the right kinds of fats while cutting back on added sugars and ultra-processed foods. Because when you make those changes together, your liver has a much better chance of recovering. There's another habit that's gaining more attention from researchers, and it might already be part of your daily routine: drinking coffee. Over the past several years, numerous studies have linked regular coffee consumption with better liver health. People who drink coffee in moderation often have a lower risk of developing liver fibrosis and may experience slower progression of certain chronic liver conditions. Scientists believe much of this benefit comes from coffee's natural antioxidants, including compounds like chlorogenic acid and polyphenols, which may help reduce oxidative stress and inflammation inside the liver. Some people like adding a squeeze of lemon to their coffee. While lemon provides vitamin C and other beneficial plant compounds, there's currently no strong scientific evidence showing that adding lemon makes coffee significantly more effective for reducing liver fat. If you enjoy the flavor, that's perfectly fine. But the biggest benefit still comes from the coffee itself. One thing you should try to avoid, however, is loading your coffee with sugar. Added sugar can raise blood glucose and insulin levels, making it more difficult for your liver to process and reduce stored fat. If your goal is improving liver health, cutting back on sugary drinks and desserts is one of the most impactful changes you can make. But your liver isn't working alone. In fact, one of its closest partners is something many people rarely think about: your gut. Scientists now recognize what's known as the gut-liver axis, a close connection between your digestive system and your liver. When your gut microbiome is healthy and your intestinal barrier is functioning properly, fewer harmful bacterial toxins make their way into your bloodstream. That means your liver has less inflammation to deal with. On the other hand, when the gut becomes imbalanced, more of these unwanted substances can reach the liver, potentially making fatty liver disease worse over time. That's why taking care of your digestive health can also support your liver. Eating plenty of fiber-rich foods is a great place to start. Foods like beans, lentils, chickpeas, oats, chia seeds, flax seeds, fruits, and vegetables help nourish beneficial gut bacteria, Fermented foods, such as plain yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut and kimchi, may also support a healthier gut microbiome, although everyone's digestive system is different, so it's important to choose foods that work well for you. Now let's talk about one of the most effective ways to reduce liver fat: gradual weight loss. If you're overweight or living with obesity, losing even 5% to 10% of your body weight has been shown to significantly reduce liver fat and improve liver function in many people. But here's something that surprises a lot of people. Losing weight too quickly isn't always better. Extreme fasting, crash diets, or very aggressive calorie restriction can flood the liver with fatty acids in a short period of time. For some people, that temporary overload may actually place additional stress on the liver. That's why slow, steady, and sustainable weight loss tends to produce the best long-term results. Remember, fatty liver disease usually develops over many years, not in just a few weeks. Giving your body time to heal is often the healthiest and most effective approach. So, let's quickly recap what we've covered today. If you're dealing with fatty liver, the solution isn't about finding a single miracle food or supplement. It's about giving your liver the nutrients and lifestyle support it needs to do its job more effectively. Getting enough choline may help your liver package and transport fat more efficiently. Choosing whole foods like eggs, fatty fish, and other choline-rich options can be part of that strategy. At the same time, reducing added sugars and highly processed carbohydrates, eating more fiber, supporting a healthy gut microbiome, staying physically active, and losing weight gradually if needed, can all work together to improve your liver health. The important thing to remember is that fatty liver disease often develops silently, but in many cases it's also a condition that can improve with consistent, long-term lifestyle changes. You don't have to be perfect overnight. Small decisions repeated every day can make a remarkable difference over time. If today's video helped you better understand how your liver works and why nutrients like choline matter, I'd really appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. It helps more people discover this information and supports the channel. And if you know someone who's been told they have a fatty liver, consider sharing this video with them. It could be the encouragement they need to start making healthier choices. Before making significant changes to your diet or starting any new supplement, be sure to talk with your healthcare provider, especially if you have an existing medical condition or take prescription medications. If you'd like to keep learning about natural ways to support your liver, check out one of the videos on your screen. I think you'll find it just as helpful. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss future videos about nutrition, healthy aging, and simple science-backed strategies to help you feel your best. Thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.